What's happening, everybody? I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. We've got another Sunday video scan coming at you this time for July 24th and the week ahead. Fantastic action last week. If you are in the room, absolute smasher every single day. 8:50 a.m. I do the morning call, which, sometimes you look at my watch list and it's big, right? Because we have a bunch of different subscribers. And, I'm looking for, long setups, short setups, big picture ideas, maybe slow and steady unwind type trades, reactive trades. I'm trying to check all those boxes. But in the morning at 8:50 a.m. into about 9:05, 9:10, I'll spend 15, 20 minutes discussing every setup that I'm interested in and then some secondary ones. But it's always two or usually three main watches. And that's it, right? And then I let things set up and venture off into my secondary watches. So as much as, yes, I'm familiar with all these trades, I think that's important to kind of have a well-rounded understanding of what the market is rewarding right now, what it wants, and also just to kind of know where you're at within these moves, right? So if CVNA unwinds, you might be able to hit a couple other different names. If Tesla comes down, which is normally like a euphoria kind of name, it keeps on going up, 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 up. So does everything else, right? If that starts to come in, then maybe, they have nothing to do with one another, but it's just a sign of, what the market, how crazy the market is. And so IONQ, PLTR, Rivian, AI, CVNA, just all of those names that just get super, super, super frothy when the market's going straight up and Tesla's going straight up. It's always been a good sort of name to watch to understand at what level of frothiness you're at in the market. And when that hammers down, a lot of times you'll see pressure on other names. The biggest thing I think this week that I kept on kind of talking about was relative weakness versus relative strength, or just kind of inline strength, meaning if the market's rebounding, because anytime the market has these big moves, it's a great index to kind of watch. Not all these names typically move with the market, but in times of volatility, they do. And so in a situation like this, you want to kind of watch that, but which ones are staying heavier than their peers? And those are the ones, if you're looking to fade something, those are the ones that you should be looking to fade. And if you're looking to get long, which ones are holding better than their peers? And those are the ones that you're looking to get long on dips. And because when the market does rally, these things should lift faster because they were stronger in the time of, panic or pullback, etc. So just think about that. But it's been working fantastic in this current market. Couple announcements. Traders for Cause is just about sold out. We did a record 27 minutes for all the early birds, completely sold out. And I think there's there's somewhere around 15 tickets left. So there'll be about 250 to 275 people there. We try to keep it under 300 just because if it's too big, then it's not as intimate. And, the poker tournament was just incredible last year. It was an eye-opener for us, me, Zach, and the rest of the Traders for a Cause team, just because, usually you have these meet and greets and it's great. But when you get there, it's like you see your old friends, right? The people that you work with, and then you're in that little circle, right? And you don't really meet new people yet. Maybe throughout the conference you do, or for the new people, if you have enough confidence to go up to different groups and introduce yourself, then you will. But if you don't, like most people, well, even if you don't know how to play poker, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing, but even if you don't, you're thrown into this table with 10 random, traders, and you meet them. And then you shift to another table with 10 random traders. And you start to meet all these different people. And without that, I wouldn't have met or probably talked to a lot of the people that I did. So it was really neat. And I thought it was just like it's like speed dating, right? It's like you're already in the mix. And the next day you're like, oh, I remember you from poker. I remember you from poker. And you're kind of over that hump of, do I go and introduce myself to this person or do I not? So that was huge for Traders for Cause. Also, August 25th, mark your calendars. We are doing a meetup. That is a Friday, and we're doing a meetup in Boston. And it'll be like the Chicago one. And we'll do a beneficiary and all that kind of stuff. I'm figuring that out now with Zach. We have the location like 99%. Once we sign on the line and get it all sorted, we will have a landing page, and I will make sure you guys know. Probably launch it this week. Latest probably next Sunday, but I'm thinking probably by Wednesday this week. So keep an eye out for that, especially if you're in the New England area. And then we chose that just because, that now that Jack is in New Hampshire and a few of the other traders that I know and he knows are in New Hampshire, they were doing a boot camp. Jack is, they started Clover trading. And so they're doing that. And we had discussed maybe doing the meetup the day before. So that'll be the Friday. And then theirs is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I think. And I'll be speaking there as well. So this week, well, last Sunday, we talked about UTME. So if you watched, you saw it. And I prepared you guys. I talked about how they were just creating this fictitious volume. It was all wash trading. And that there was a high probability that it tanks 80%. Well, it tanked 80%. 61 or 62% that first day, and then it cut in half the next day again, which equates to right around that 80% level. So if you guys showed up, if you guys put it on watch list, you had a great opportunity. And obviously there's another one of those that I've been monitoring for those of you guys that have been paying attention. So it does not mean that it's today, it's tomorrow, it's the next day, but we know that it's got all the signs, and we know that it's just a matter of time. That doesn't mean that it can't double and, rip you a new one, but we know that it's just a matter of time. And that's enough to know that you should have all the alerts in the world buzzing for when this thing starts to pull back. Overall, week in the in review, big action last week, like I said, countless opportunities, more than I can, go for, but I wasn't going crazy with size, and I was spreading it across a basket of names that I gave. I made sure you guys were all prepared with that basket of names over the last 3-4 days. I said, make sure you get it ready, because when it's time, you don't want to be like, what should I trade? What should I trade? Which one's the best? You should already know, right? You should already have those on watch. And that's why with these watch lists, it's not about trading them all. It's about understanding where you're at in the moves and which ones fit your personality, right? So maybe UPST and U is the price range that you like in the $50 range. Maybe not, right? And if not, then maybe IONQ and PLTR is a better match for you. And if you don't like the ones in the teens and you want something in between, 15 and 50, then you'd go with Rivian, right? Or IVN, and you're in the mid 20s. So there's all these types of setups, all different price ranges. Every trader is different, and it's just about you getting prepared and showing up when it's time. Now, let's see. The other big change that I've made for this summer, more so recently, is just, it's been a great 2 weeks. Off open, coming off broadcast and having those 2 or 3 names do exactly, what's expected is awesome. And it adds up. And then you want to keep on trading, but you've got to check in whether or not it's worth continuing to trade. And like I said, do you make 10 or 20% more, or do you give back your day or half your day, right? And is it really worth it? So I've been super, super aware when I cross X dollars on the day that it's like, you know what? Hands off. Like, it's beautiful out. It's 85 degrees, 90 degrees. Like, is it worth me exchanging my time to sit in here to maybe make another trade compared to actually getting outside and doing something fun, being with my family, going to the boat, doing the beach, whatever? Reevaluate that, right? What's the opportunity cost? Is it worth sitting after you smash the open? And, the answer for me is no, it's not. Because most times I really don't. Yeah, sure, there's the outlier day where I'm going to smash it into the close. But for the most part, I'm not really adding anything significant the rest of the day after a big open, right? And there are times where you just kind of maybe take a trade to take a trade and you end up slowly chipping away, lower from where you were off the open. So just think about these things. It's not going to apply to everybody, but if I'm talking your language, then, make a note of it. And so that's that. Video topics. Let's see. Concepts we talk about every Sunday continue to work. So I'm not going to keep on, hammering home the same points. That gets annoying if it's just the same thing over and over. So you guys know, especially if you're in the room, if you're showing up, now's the time to shine in this current market. This is the type of market, the market environment where I shine. So if you are in the room and you are on the broadcast, then it's probably been an incredible couple weeks for you. And if not, that's fine. But like I say every single day, make sure you're utilizing what we offer in the room. And Traders Lounge is for everybody. Just discuss ideas, questions, things you're having trouble with. And like I said on Thursday or Friday, the more people that ask questions, it's probably 10 people, 20 people that want to ask the same question as you, but they don't. Or you asked it a better way. They got the answer they were looking for, and then it created a second question, right? And then you start to dig in deeper and you get those aha moments. That's what this is all about. That's what Sunday videos are all about. So if you're not doing it, if you're not taking advantage of that, then you're holding yourself back. Make sure you take advantage of the resources that are there. Small caps right now, there's been some that sneak around, but not crazy right now. There's not 200% gainers every single day, but there's definitely two. And what do we know about when there's two? They're crowded like crazy. So GFAI was perfect. Great opportunity. Let everybody self-destruct, come in, cover. Your edge is the cover, right? You're only as good as your cover. And the reason for that is because everybody's trying, gets kind of chopped up, flushes. Well, I'm not even yet. I'm gonna wait to turn this into a winner. Wrap right back up, right? So your edge is not getting bent up. If you do start in and you're wrong and it holds better than you anticipated, get out. But if you nail the top, not even the top, wrong word to use because then everybody's going to try to nail the top. After the exhaustion move, if you nail towards the top and it flushes, your edge is that cover. If it stays heavy, you can still rescale. If it doesn't, you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy that you went ahead and took some off. And then otherwise, all these big caps, medium cap type names are trading like small caps. So for me, I like that. You don't have to worry about those circuit halts and ridiculousness. So that's that. T-shirt time. Kyle Rogers 6795, Bull Bear Trader 5372, and Junk Stock Trader on Twitter. You guys got the shirts for this week. Thank you for retweeting, liking on Twitter, and thank you for the comments. This week, leave a comment in the comment section or on Twitter, something you'd like me to cover next week. I will definitely pick a few. And I put 2 tweets in the blog post for today, just stuff that I love seeing. People that watch these things and then they bullet point, their key takeaways. And that's awesome. And those are the people that are going to make it far because they're showing up and they're taking notes. They're not just skimming through stuff. They're showing up, taking notes, and making a difference. And their notes may help someone else, which is even better. And yeah, I think that's it. Last but not least, Traders for a Cause. Like I said, there is less than 20. I think there's 15-ish left. But it will be the best decision you make in your trading career, in my opinion. There has been unbelievable traders that have come up through Traders for a Cause. I'm not saying that Traders for a Cause is the sole reason for that at all. Everybody is their own, whatever they create for themselves. But a lot of the young guns, a lot of the young traders that have come up and they went there their first year and just just over pattern day trade rule and just, kind of, finding their way, right? They come, they get the Rolodex of people, they're rubbing the shoulders with people that they're learning from, and they're gathering that Rolodex of contacts that they're gonna need at each level as they get higher and higher and higher. The people that they're gonna need to ask those questions, right? And I'll tell you one thing, the people that are speaking, that are part of this, that are donating their time to help you, they remember you. They remember you when they meet in person. And they're going to go further for the person that they've met in person that has showed up than just the random person that asked a question on Twitter or DM, right? So just think about that. Put yourself in the same room. And I can't wait to meet a bunch of you guys in Las Vegas, November 10th to the 12th. All right, let's get into a scan for the week ahead. All right, guys, so as always, I'm not a financial advisor. These are not buy or sell recommendations, and this is for educational and informational purposes only. If you're not okay with that, shut the video off. If you're good with that, great, stick around, and I hope that you learn a lot and this benefits you come Monday. AMC and APE went absolutely nuts after hours. I mean, this thing went down to 70 cents, 65 cents, and then doubled. Right, so this thing's going to be wild, and so is AMC. For me personally, this kind of action is what I'm interested in, and then maybe, once it breaks. But if I'm going to stay in this trade and try to predict which way it's going to go, I'm going to get chopped up. So I want to react to big action. I want to scale in when I'm right. And I want to cover when it flushes. And then I want to move on. I don't want to overstay my welcome, but we're going to have some ridiculous action here. And there is a good chance that this stays heavy and fades back further than a lot of people think. The borrow cost is crazy high. It's around 1,000%. So shorts are absolutely twisted by holding it. But either way, this is a very interesting change of events. It is a complete surprise, threw a lot of people off. It's not 100% certain yet, I don't believe, based on what I saw. But it was enough to move the needle here and really screw a lot of traders, because there was an ARB trade there that people were short AMC and long APE, right? Because this was a no-brainer. And so that just blew up that trade idea. And, we also had that this week on Siri, where there was an ARB trade that, everybody, and I don't know enough to speak about it, but, most people that maybe sell calls against their position and do this ARB kind of trade, I don't know exactly how they do it. But whatever the change is, it kind of forced the cover. Right? So it just blew up that whole trade idea. It is what it is. And AMC, same deal. So there's going to be an opportunity there. There's going to be an opportunity off the open, and then maybe a little bit later on, and then maybe in a couple weeks. But if you try to go back to the well every single day, I think you're going to get chopped up. So reactive trade on that one, GFAI. Nice 2-day runner so far. Ideally, it kind of pushes back up. Maybe 870s to 9 would be ideal. I always just do a quick look over here where it kind of was peaking out at, and then where it had trouble. Maybe all the way up to about $9 or so. So ideal kind of exhaustion zone would be 870s to 9, right? And that's something that I would want to participate in on a starter scale if I'm right. And, in a situation like this, if it were to pop to 910, I'd probably start in. If it starts to get heavy at 9 and start to fade off, I'd probably scale. And then once it retests a bunch of times at 860s, 850s, then I'd start to be patient and scale into that trade. If it starts to go sideways, I'd want to be proactive with covers. Rivian has been fantastic. The goal here was just like PLTR, and CVNA was the other one that we had gone over. Basically this kind of chart breakout. But in this case, I was looking for actually just a clear out of the prior highs. So if you go back and, just do something very easy, right over here, you've got 2661 as the top. So if you were to put that right on 61, if I can get there, probably not. So I got to type it in. And then this day's high was 2689. So put another one over here, 2689. That's what I want to see clear out. and we went right through it, right up through 27, slammed right back down, peaked out at 2690s, peaked out at 2660s, did exactly what we needed to see for the scale, and then guess what? Huge unwind. So it did get saved again, and who knows where we go from here, but this is just like IONQ and CVNA and UPST. I mean, it's all the same charts. So they're either going to continue to get absorbed and head higher, or market's going to pull back. The froth is going to come out of the market, and we're going to have nice unwinds. And with that said, you want to have your basket. So my baskets, RIVN, PLTR, IONQ, UPST, AI, CVNA. Those are all names that I'm going to probably focus on the higher volume ones and the better action for me, which is Rivian, PLTR, and IONQ. But I will venture into U and UPST and others as the trade progresses if I want to start to expand to different names, if I see opportunity, relative weakness versus the peers. So that's that. Then we're jumping into failed fall through momentum setups. Obviously a big level here over here on the NKLA. You know, looking left, it pretty much kind of has been stuck in this channel. And then maybe up to about there, 230s. You can kind of see this channel right over here, which I'm mimicking. Bring it over to, you know, recent times, and you can kind of see that it's stuck in between there. So I would assume that 230s is where things start to kind of fade off. But most people know that's what's going to happen. So they're already there, and they do just enough to kind of chop everybody out. And then as soon as people give up, you know, we get the unwind. So higher the better here, and ideally, as long as 250s continues to peak out, we have a nice unwind potential. DWAC was fantastic, really nice opportunity, really clean trade on Friday. I started in, and I was hopeful for higher. You know, sometimes people don't understand that, but you know, if you're going to trade this thing, you can't just risk 20 cents or 50 cents, right? You have to think big picture. Otherwise, let it fully blow out, trade smaller, have a set risk, and there's a good chance you might get, you know, swiped out on something. Or you can be a little bit more reactive, start in, scale if you're right, cover the flush, and repeat. So higher the better. Failed fall through there. Same deal with PSQH, which was another fantastic opportunity. This is what you want. You want these blowouts into the open, and then you can see this nice failed fall through setup with a nice double top there. Then again, the rally rebounded and it failed right into the VWAP level. I mean, as clean as it can be. So for those of you guys that were in the room, I think I posted it too, but for those of you guys that were in the room anyway, you saw the trade there. And you can see even how this support becomes resistance and then starts to fail to follow through. And, you know, just keep on going, looking left, and you'll see the same deal on the backside as we see on the front side, and how I use those same lines not to fight unless it gets under them. Other than that, KSCP is continuing to unwind nicely. Nice squeezer, and then the company came out and was like, they're almost like little pumpers on Twitter. There was like a hit piece or something like that had come out, or not even a hit piece. I mean, it was just, hey, this thing's overvalued. And so then they said that it was manipulation, this and that, and meanwhile it's down 50% from that tweet. So you know, and I would expect it to continue to unwind. So I'd be watching any good pops for failed follow through, and you know, it's very possible that it does go to the 50 cents that article had said. Then we got EVLO, nice one on Friday, nice opportunity. I'd be looking for similar. Ideally, it just kind of pops up towards this 12 and then fades off. Other than that, not too much excitement there from me. And continuation side of things. Continuation side does not mean that I want to go long. You know, it means what I say when I go through them. So continuation just means I'm hopeful that we continue higher. Unless otherwise stated, and I'm looking to get long. None of these I am looking to get long. But BLGC, I am towards I'm biased to the long side a little bit, just to kind of see if Network One, you know, turns this into any craziness. They did already, and kind of looking left, you can see they pretty much cleared out this prior level here. I don't even know what the high was. Let's look. 930. 930 was the high here. So let's go ahead and change this to 930 and then go take a look. So right over here, oops, you can see that it went to 949, then it peaks out 935, 935, and 926 before it unwinds, right? So the thing about Network One, this one is not a straight IPO. It's an uplist. They did, I think, an offering during that with a reverse split. So there's still a good chance that they own a, it's a tight float. But let's see if they create anything. And if it starts to firm up and, this should have pulled back, this shouldn't be up, then there's a good chance that these are the players that can squeeze it out. So big volume, we'll see what happens. But again, nothing I'm too excited about until it proves to us. BBIG, just thinking, let it run. This has been one in the past that's had big runs and squeezes. In this current move here, it's squeezing pretty nicely. This reminds me a lot of maybe it was Can. No, not Can. Got to think of which one it was. Greek. Right? So we had this high volume day, 27 million, and then, it just kind of went up from there. And that's kind of what this is reminding me of, where it's just got this highest volume day out of nowhere, 14 million shares, 8 million shares, and then every dip's been bought since. Dip and rip, dip and rip. So shorts, in my opinion, are getting squeezed. Let it do its thing, let it blow out, but just don't forget it. Just like VRM this week, right? Keep on going, let shorts blow out, and then on Thursday and Friday, this was an idea for the fade. So let it all happen. It's no different than AAOI. It's no different than APLD. And, APLD, obviously, 780s is still that chart key. But let these things blow out and then participate, right? You don't have to be first in. Let them start to turn. Let shorts start to compete on the offers, and then think about trading it. And then, last but not least, CLEU, which is the one that I was comparing to UTME at the beginning of this. This is all fake wash volume. Trades 6 million, then the next day it trades 250K. It's just huge offers, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and then there's huge bids, and it's just back and forth, back and forth. They're creating the appearance, trying to trap shorts, trying to desensitize longs. And what I mean by that is, once you kind of go up and down and flush a couple times and stuff, you get more shorts coming in, and all the people that were going to sell sold. So all that's left is holders, right? People that are not influenced by up and down, like price sensitive. They're not price sensitive. They don't care, right? And if they were, they would be out. And so then they kind of have free reign, and they can push this thing until they either run into a seller or they decide that they're going to dump. They run out of firepower. So it's a daily watch. And again, just like UTME, don't be chasing SSR and slams. You need to see proof that when it does slam, it comes back and it stays heavy. Otherwise, you're just going to be part of the problem, and they will continue to squeeze it higher. So that's it. See you guys in the room. If you're not in the room, check it out. InvestorsUnderground.com. Every morning, 8:50 a.m. Broadcast, and condense the list to 2 or 3 main watches. But otherwise, Traders for a Cause, like I said, August 25th. Mark your calendars, especially if you're in the Boston area. Then the boot camp after that. And then we have Traders for a Cause November 10th to the 12th in Vegas. So again, I look forward to meeting you guys all there. Grab your ticket and see you tomorrow.